Take a slow, gentle breath. Allow your shoulders to relax. Let the sounds of the modern world fade into the distance as your mind drifts back nearly 2,000 years. Tonight, you are not an emperor. You are not a famous general, a wealthy senator, or a celebrated gladiator. You are simply an ordinary citizen of ancient Rome. The year is approximately 120 CE. The Roman Empire is at the height of its power. Vast roads stretch across continents. Merchant ships cross distant seas. Soldiers guard borders thousands of miles away. Yet none of those grand events concern you tonight. Your world is much smaller. Your world is Rome. As darkness slowly gives way to dawn, you lie asleep inside a modest apartment building known as an insula. The building rises several floors above a narrow street. Its stone walls are old. Its wooden shutters creak softly whenever a cool breeze moves through the city. Around you, hundreds of thousands of people remain asleep. For a few precious moments, Rome is quiet. No merchants call out their prices. No carts rattle over the cobblestones. No crowds fill the streets. Only silence. Outside your small window, stars still sparkle above the distant hills. The moon hangs low in the western sky. A faint silver light touches rooftops, temples, and towers. Somewhere far away, a dog barks. Then silence returns. You remain wrapped beneath a simple wool blanket. The air is cool and comfortable. For a moment, there is nothing to do. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to hurry toward. Then, slowly, the city begins to wake. A rooster crows somewhere nearby. Another answers from a distant courtyard. Soon afterward comes the faint sound of footsteps. A baker is already beginning his work. Across Rome, thousands of people start their day before sunrise. Bakers knead dough. Servants fetch water. Laborers prepare tools. Market vendors organize goods that will soon fill the busy streets. The city awakens one person at a time. A soft golden glow appears along the eastern horizon. Night slowly retreats. The first rays of sunlight touch the highest rooftops. Marble temples begin to shine. Bronze statues catch the morning light. The mighty city of Rome stretches before the new day. You slowly open your eyes. The room around you is simple. A wooden stool stands beside the wall. A clay oil lamp rests on a small table. A few shelves hold your family's belongings. Nothing here is luxurious. Yet it is home. You sit up and listen. Below your window, life is beginning. Voices drift upward from the street. A merchant unloads baskets from a cart. A neighbor greets a friend. A child laughs somewhere in the distance. The sounds are gentle, comforting, familiar. For countless Romans, this morning feels much the same as yesterday. And tomorrow will likely be similar too. There is comfort in routine. comfort in knowing what comes next. You stand and walk toward the small window. The city unfolds before you. Rows of buildings stretch in every direction. Columns rise above temples. Thin streams of smoke drift from bakeries. Far away, sunlight glitters against the rooftops of Rome. The eternal city. The largest city most people in the ancient world could ever imagine. A place filled with nearly 1 million people. And yet, at this quiet hour, it feels surprisingly peaceful. You take one more slow breath. The day is only beginning. And your journey through ancient Rome has just begun. For now, simply enjoy the cool morning air. Watch the sunrise over the city. And allow yourself to drift peacefully into the world of an ordinary Roman citizen. Take another slow breath. Allow your eyes to grow heavy. The morning sun has not yet fully risen above the rooftops of Rome. Most citizens remain asleep. But not everyone. Long before the city becomes crowded and noisy, a special group of workers has already begun their day. The bakers. As you quietly leave your apartment building, the streets are cool and calm. The stone road beneath your sandals still holds traces of the night's chill. Oil lamps flicker beside doorways. Their golden light dances softly against ancient walls. The sky above is slowly changing color. Dark blue gives way to purple. Purple becomes pale orange. Dawn is approaching. You begin walking through a narrow street. The city feels different at this hour. Without crowds, Rome almost seems peaceful. The usual noise of merchants and carts has not yet arrived. Instead, you hear only distant footsteps. And something else. A wonderful smell. Fresh bread. Warm. Rich. Comforting. The scent drifts through the morning air. It leads you toward a nearby bakery. As you approach, you notice light glowing through open windows. Inside, work is already underway. Roman bakers rarely sleep late. Many begin their day shortly after midnight. The people of Rome depend upon them. Bread is one of the most important foods in the entire empire. Every morning, countless loaves must be prepared before the city awakens. Inside the bakery, workers move carefully around large wooden tables. Some knead dough. Others carry baskets of flour. A few tend large stone ovens glowing with orange firelight. The atmosphere feels warm and welcoming. The crackling fire creates a gentle rhythm. Wood pops softly. Flames flicker. The scent of baking bread fills every corner of the room. You watch as a baker presses dough beneath strong hands. The motion is slow and steady. Again and again. Hour after hour. A lifetime of experience guides every movement. Nearby, another worker shapes round loaves. Each loaf is carefully scored before baking. Many Roman breads are divided into sections, almost like slices already marked before cooking. Soon these loaves will feed families across the city. Children, workers, merchants, soldiers. Everyone depends upon bread. The baker smiles as he places another loaf into the oven. The heat is intense. Warm air rushes outward. For a moment, the entire room glows golden. Outside, dawn continues to brighten. More workers begin arriving. A farmer delivers sacks of grain. A young apprentice sweeps the floor. Another carries water from a public fountain. Everyone has a task. Everyone contributes. Life in ancient Rome depends upon cooperation. Even something as simple as a loaf of bread requires many hands. Farmers grow wheat. Millers grind flour. Merchants transport supplies. Bakers transform ingredients into food. Each person plays a small role. Together, they sustain one of the greatest cities in history. You step back outside. The fresh morning air feels cool against your face. The smell of bread follows you down the street. Already, a few customers have arrived. Some carry baskets. Others hold small cloth bags. They exchange greetings with familiar bakers. Many have visited this same bakery for years. Perhaps even decades. Routine is an important part of Roman life. People know their neighbors. They know their favorite baker. Their favorite merchant. Their favorite bathhouse. In a city of nearly 1 million people, these small connections matter. The first rays of sunlight now reach the rooftops. Birds begin singing. A cat quietly crosses the road. The city is awakening. Soon Rome will become crowded. Soon voices will fill the streets. Soon carts, animals, and merchants will create the familiar sounds of daily life. But for now, there is still peace. Still calm. Still quiet. You pause beside a bakery window. Inside, rows of golden loaves cool upon wooden shelves. The sight is strangely comforting. Simple. Ordinary. Timeless. Across thousands of years, people still begin their mornings much the same way. A warm meal. A familiar routine. A new day waiting to begin. The baker removes another batch from the oven. Golden steam rises gently into the air. Outside, sunlight continues spreading across the city. Ancient Rome is waking. And your journey through its daily life is only beginning. Take one final slow breath. Enjoy the warmth of the bakery. The smell of fresh bread. The quiet beauty of early morning. And prepare yourself for the busy streets that await in the next chapter. Take a slow breath. The warm scent of fresh bread slowly fades behind you as you continue your gentle journey through ancient Rome. The morning sun now shines a little brighter. Golden light spills across rooftops. Shadows stretch between narrow streets. The city is awakening. Today, before exploring Rome's bustling markets and grand temples, you return home. To understand the life of an ordinary Roman citizen, you must first understand where they lived. For most Romans, home was not a grand villa. It was not a palace. It was not a countryside estate surrounded by gardens. Instead, home was something known as an insula, an apartment building. These buildings stand throughout the city. Some are small. Others rise 5, 6, or even 7 stories high. From a distance they appear impressive. Rows of windows overlook busy streets. Wooden balconies project from upper floors. Laundry hangs in the morning air. Voices drift from open shutters. Life fills every corner. You stop before your own insula. The building towers above you. Its walls are made of brick and stone. Years of weather have darkened its surface. Yet it remains sturdy. Reliable. Home. You step through a narrow entrance. Immediately the sounds of the street become softer. The cool interior feels pleasant after the growing warmth outside. A small courtyard lies near the center of the building. Light filters downward from above. Neighbors move quietly about their morning routines. An elderly woman waters potted plants. A child chases a wooden toy. Someone sweeps dust from a doorway. These simple scenes are repeated throughout Rome every day. You begin climbing a staircase. The stairs are narrow. The steps are worn smooth by countless feet. Thousands of people have climbed these same stairs over the years. Workers. Children. Merchants. Mothers. Grandparents. Each one carrying stories of their own. The lower floors of the building are often the most desirable. Wealthier families prefer them. They are easier to reach. They are safer. And they remain cooler during hot summers. The upper floors are less comfortable. Residents must climb many stairs. Water is harder to carry. Rooms become warmer beneath the summer sun. Yet for many Romans, these upper floors are all they can afford. Eventually you reach your apartment. The wooden door creaks softly as it opens. Inside, the room is simple. Very simple. There are no luxurious decorations. No marble fountains. No golden statues. Only the essentials. A wooden table. Several stools. A chest containing clothing. A few clay dishes. An oil lamp. A sleeping area. Nothing more is truly necessary. Roman families often learn to live with little space. Every item serves a purpose. Every corner matters. You sit beside the small window. Outside, Rome stretches endlessly into the distance. Smoke rises from bakeries. Voices echo through streets below. The city feels alive. And yet inside your room there is calm. Peace. A sense of belonging. Nearby, a neighbor begins preparing breakfast. You hear the faint sound of dishes. Someone laughs. A baby cries briefly before settling again. These sounds are familiar, comforting. They remind you that you are part of a community. Life inside an insula is rarely private. Neighbors hear one another. They share walls, hallways, courtyards, stories. Friendships often form naturally. People help one another. They exchange news, watch children, share meals. In a city as enormous as Rome, these connections are important. Outside your window, sunlight grows stronger. The city becomes busier with every passing moment. Merchants open shops. Workers begin their journeys. Carts roll along stone roads. The day has truly begun. Yet for a few more moments, you remain here. Inside your modest apartment. Safe. Comfortable. At peace. You look around the room once more. Nothing here would impress a wealthy senator. Nothing here would amaze an emperor. But this small apartment represents something important. It represents ordinary life. The daily experience of countless Romans. The lives rarely recorded in history books. The people who baked bread, built roads, raised children, sold goods, and quietly kept the empire running. Without them, Rome could never have become great. The morning breeze drifts through the window, carrying distant sounds from the streets below. The city is calling. Adventure awaits beyond your door. The marketplace, the forum, the temples, the crowded streets of the greatest city on earth. But first, enjoy one last peaceful moment. Take a slow breath. Listen to the sounds of home. Feel the warmth of the morning sun. And prepare yourself for the bustling streets of ancient Rome. Take a slow, comfortable breath. The peaceful quiet of your apartment slowly fades behind you. The day has begun. You step outside your insula and into the streets of ancient Rome. Immediately, the city feels alive. Sunlight pours between buildings. Golden beams illuminate stone roads polished smooth by centuries of footsteps. The cool calm of dawn is disappearing. Rome is waking. And with every passing moment, more people fill its streets. You begin walking along a narrow road. Already, merchants are opening their shops. Wooden shutters swing outward. Doors creak open. Colorful goods appear in windows and stalls. A fruit seller arranges baskets of figs. Nearby, another merchant carefully stacks pottery. Clay cups. Bowls. Oil lamps. Each one handmade. Each one waiting for a customer. The smells of the city drift through the morning air. Fresh bread from the bakeries. Olive oil. Wood smoke. Sweet fruit. Fresh herbs. Together they create the unique scent of Rome. a scent familiar to nearly 1 million people. As you continue walking, the street grows busier. Children run between adults. Workers hurry toward their jobs. Servants carry baskets filled with supplies. A wealthy citizen passes by, dressed in a bright white toga. Behind him walks a servant carrying personal belongings. Life in Rome is filled with contrasts. The wealthy and poor often walk the same streets. They visit the same markets. They hear the same sounds. Yet their lives can be very different. Ahead, you hear a familiar noise. The creaking of wooden wheels. A cart slowly approaches. Two sturdy mules pull it through the crowded street. The driver calls out politely. People step aside. The wheels rumble across the stone road. The sound echoes between buildings. This is one of the most common sounds in Rome. Throughout the city, carts transport food, building materials, pottery, wine, and countless other goods. Without them, Rome could not function. Without them, millions of daily tasks would become impossible. The cart disappears around a corner. Moments later, another takes its place. Then another. The city never truly stops moving. You reach a wider street. Here the crowds become even larger. People from every corner of the empire pass by. Some speak Latin. Others speak Greek. You hear accents from distant provinces. Merchants from Egypt. Traders from Spain. Travelers from Gaul. Rome is more than a city. It is the center of a vast world. Every road seems to lead here. Every journey eventually arrives within these walls. You pause beside a fountain. Fresh water flows continuously into a stone basin. Several citizens fill clay jars. Children splash their hands in the cool water. The fountain provides more than water. It provides a place for conversation. News travels quickly in Rome. People gather. They talk. They exchange stories. They discuss politics, trade, weather, and family matters. Long before newspapers exist, information spreads from person to person. A conversation today may reach hundreds of people before sunset. You continue onward. The city grows louder. Voices overlap. Animals call out. Merchants advertise their goods. One seller praises his olives. Another claims to have the finest wine. A fish merchant proudly displays today's catch. Everywhere you look, people are working, creating, trading, living. And yet there is something comforting about the chaos. A rhythm. A pattern. A flow that has existed for generations. Everyone knows their place. Everyone understands the routine. The city moves almost like a living creature. Millions of individual actions combine into something much larger. Something remarkable. The mighty city of Rome. Above the streets, laundry hangs between buildings. Colorful cloth sways gently in the breeze. Sunlight dances across white stone walls. Pigeons gather on rooftops. A dog naps in the shade. For a moment, despite the crowds, everything feels peaceful. You slow your pace. There is no need to hurry. No deadlines. No obligations. Only the simple pleasure of observing life as it unfolds around you. You watch a father teaching his son. A merchant greeting an old friend. A worker sharing a laugh with a neighbor. Small moments. Ordinary moments. The kind that rarely appear in history books. Yet these moments are the true heart of ancient Rome. Not emperors. Not battles. Not monuments. People. Ordinary people. Living ordinary lives. The sun now rises higher above the city. Its warmth spreads across the streets. Shadows grow shorter. The morning is fully underway. Soon the marketplace will become even busier. New sights await. New sounds. New stories. But for now, simply enjoy the atmosphere. Listen to the distant voices. The rolling carts. The footsteps upon stone. Feel the warmth of the Roman sun. And allow yourself to drift deeper into the peaceful rhythm of ancient Rome. Take a slow breath. The busy streets of Rome continue around you. Merchants call to customers. Carts rumble over stone roads. Voices drift through the warm morning air. But now, it is time for something simple. Breakfast. As you wander through the city, the smell of fresh bread once again catches your attention. The bakeries that began work before sunrise are now serving customers. Golden loaves fill wooden shelves. Warm steam rises gently into the air. People arrive carrying baskets and small cloth bags. Many stop briefly before continuing their day. For most ordinary Romans, breakfast is not a large meal. It is simple, practical, enough to provide energy for the hours ahead. You enter a small bakery. Inside, the warmth feels comforting. The baker smiles and hands a fresh loaf to a waiting customer. The crust is golden brown. The aroma fills the room. You imagine how satisfying it must feel to begin the day with freshly baked bread. Bread is the foundation of Roman life. Rich or poor, almost everyone eats it. Children eat it. Workers eat it. Merchants, soldiers, craftsmen, and travelers all depend upon it. Without bread, daily life would be very different. Outside, you find a quiet place near a fountain. The morning sun warms the stone beneath you. Nearby, a family shares breakfast together. Their meal is modest. Fresh bread. A few olives. Perhaps some cheese. Nothing extravagant. Yet it is enough. The father tears pieces of bread and hands them to his children. The children smile. Their laughter drifts softly through the air. Simple moments like these happen every day throughout Rome. Thousands of families beginning another ordinary morning. You take a moment to observe the city around you. People pass by carrying baskets of fruit. A merchant balances a sack over his shoulder. A servant carefully transports a clay jar filled with olive oil. Food arrives from every corner of the empire. Ships bring grain from Egypt. Olives arrive from Spain. Wine comes from distant vineyards. The vast Roman world helps feed its enormous capital. Yet despite these connections, many meals remain surprisingly simple. Romans often appreciate practical foods. Foods that are easy to store, easy to prepare, easy to carry. Olives are especially popular. Small, flavorful, nutritious. Many citizens keep them as part of their daily diet. Cheese is another common breakfast food. Made from sheep's milk or goat's milk, it provides nourishment and energy. Combined with bread, it creates a satisfying meal. Nearby, a street vendor begins selling dried fruit. Figs, dates, raisins. Their sweet aroma mixes with the scent of fresh bread. Customers stop briefly before continuing their journeys. The city feels alive, yet not rushed. There is still time to enjoy the morning. A cool breeze moves through the street. Laundry sways gently overhead. Pigeons gather near a rooftop. The fountain continues its endless flow of fresh water. Everything feels calm, steady, predictable. There is comfort in routine. Comfort in knowing that tomorrow will likely begin much the same way. The baker will wake before dawn. The ovens will glow with firelight. Fresh bread will fill the streets with its familiar aroma. Families will gather. Children will laugh. Workers will prepare for another day. Life moves forward one peaceful morning at a time. As the sun climbs higher, breakfast slowly comes to an end. Citizens finish their meals. Baskets are gathered. Conversations conclude. The responsibilities of the day begin calling. Shops must be opened. Goods must be sold. Buildings must be repaired. The great city of Rome is fully awake now. Its streets grow busier by the minute. Yet for a brief moment, you remain seated near the fountain. Listening. Observing. Enjoying the simple pleasures of an ordinary Roman morning. The warmth of the sun. The taste of fresh bread. The sound of flowing water. The gentle rhythm of daily life. Take one final slow breath. Allow yourself to relax. The day is still young. Many discoveries await. And soon, you will follow the citizens of Rome as they journey toward their work, their shops, and their responsibilities in the heart of the city. Take a slow, peaceful breath. The simple breakfast has ended. The morning sun now shines brightly above the rooftops of Rome. Around you, the city is fully awake. Thousands upon thousands of citizens are beginning their daily journeys. Some walk toward workshops. Others head for markets. A few make their way toward government offices, temples, or bathhouses. Today, you join them. You rise from your place beside the fountain and begin walking through the heart of ancient Rome. The streets feel more crowded than before. People move in every direction. Yet somehow there is order within the movement. An invisible rhythm guides the city. A rhythm that has existed for generations. Your sandals tap softly against the stone road. The warm sunlight touches your face. A gentle breeze carries the scents of bread, olive oil, and fresh herbs through the air. The city feels alive. But not overwhelming. Not rushed. Simply busy. As you walk, you pass a small workshop. Inside, a craftsman carefully shapes wood into furniture. His tools move with practiced precision. Every cut. Every measurement. Every detail reflects years of experience. Nearby, another artisan creates clay pots. His hands move slowly upon a spinning wheel. A simple lump of clay gradually becomes something useful. A bowl. A jug. A lamp. Objects that may serve Roman families for years. You continue onward. The street widens ahead. Tall columns appear in the distance. Marble buildings rise above the crowd. Their bright surfaces reflect the morning sun. The architecture feels impressive. Yet most citizens hardly notice. They pass these magnificent structures every day. What seems extraordinary to a visitor feels ordinary to them. A group of laborers walks beside you. Their conversation drifts through the air. They discuss work, family, the weather, simple topics. The same kinds of conversations people have shared throughout history. It is a reminder that beneath the grand monuments and famous emperors, Rome is a city filled with ordinary human lives. A young apprentice rushes past carrying tools. Perhaps he fears arriving late. His master may already be waiting. You smile quietly. Some things never change. For thousands of years, young workers have hurried toward responsibilities they cannot avoid. The road ahead becomes busier still. Merchants pull small carts loaded with goods. Donkeys carry sacks of grain. Servants transport baskets filled with vegetables and fruit. The city's vast population must be supplied every day. Food, clothing, building materials. Everything must move through these streets. Without constant effort, Rome could not survive. You pass beneath the shadow of a large temple. Its towering columns stretch toward the sky. The marble feels cool despite the growing warmth of the day. Several citizens pause briefly to offer prayers. Some leave small offerings. Others simply bow their heads before continuing their journeys. Religion touches many aspects of Roman life. Even a busy morning often includes a moment of reflection. You continue walking. Ahead, the sound of water catches your attention. A public fountain spills fresh water into a stone basin. Travelers stop to drink. Workers refill containers. Children play nearby. The water arrives through Rome's remarkable aqueduct system. Miles away, engineers have guided fresh water across valleys and hills. The achievement is extraordinary. Yet for the people of Rome, it is simply part of daily life. You pause for a moment beside the fountain. The cool sound of flowing water feels calming, refreshing, peaceful. Sunlight sparkles upon the surface. Nearby conversations blend into a gentle background hum. For a brief moment, the busy city feels surprisingly tranquil. Then you continue onward. The heart of Rome grows closer. The roads become wider. The buildings become grander. More people appear with every step. Some wear simple tunics. Others wear elegant garments that reveal wealth and status. Yet everyone shares the same streets. The same sunlight. The same city. Above, pigeons circle between rooftops. Below, countless footsteps create a steady rhythm against the stone roads. The sound is almost soothing. A constant reminder that life moves forward. Hour by hour. Day by day. Year by year. As you walk, you realize that this journey is about more than reaching work. It is about participating in the life of the city. Seeing familiar faces. Sharing greetings. Experiencing the energy of Rome. The destination matters. But so does the journey. Soon, the magnificent center of Roman life awaits. A place where politics, commerce, and daily life come together. A place known throughout the empire. The Roman Forum. Take one final slow breath. Feel the warmth of the morning sun. Listen to the footsteps around you. Allow yourself to relax as you continue your gentle walk through the greatest city of the ancient world. The Forum lies just ahead. And your story continues there. Take a slow, comfortable breath. The morning sun now hangs higher above the city. The streets behind you grow busier with each passing moment. Ahead lies one of the most vibrant places in ancient Rome. The marketplace. A place where thousands of lives intersect every day. A place filled with colors, sounds, scents, and stories. As you approach, the atmosphere begins to change. The gentle rhythm of footsteps becomes a lively hum of activity. Voices rise and fall. Merchants call to customers. Friends greet one another. Coins clink softly during exchanges. The marketplace is alive. And yet, despite the activity, there is something strangely comforting about it. A familiar rhythm. A daily routine repeated countless times across generations. You step beneath a row of cloth awnings. Instantly, the sunlight softens. Shadows dance across stone pathways. The air feels cooler here. More pleasant. Rows of stalls stretch before you in every direction. Each one offers something different. Each one contributes to the endless life of Rome. To your left, baskets overflow with fresh fruit. Purple figs. Golden apples. Dates imported from distant lands. Their colors glow in the morning light. Nearby, a vegetable seller carefully arranges onions, beans, and leafy greens. Every item is placed with care. A beautiful display attracts customers. A successful display means a better day's business. Further along, you discover a spice merchant. Small sacks filled with fragrant treasures line his stall. Cinnamon. Pepper. Herbs gathered from across the empire. Their aromas drift gently through the air. Exotic scents mingle with the smells of bread, olive oil, and fresh produce. Together they create a fragrance unique to Rome. You pause and simply observe. There is no need to hurry. No need to purchase anything. Tonight, you are only a traveler through time. A quiet observer. A witness to ordinary life. A merchant smiles as a customer examines a clay bowl. The bowl is simple, yet beautifully made. The two discuss its price. Eventually they agree. Coins change hands. Both leave satisfied. Trade is more than exchanging goods. It is conversation. Trust. Relationships built over time. Many customers visit the same merchants week after week. Year after year. Friendships often grow alongside business. Nearby, a cloth seller displays brightly colored fabrics. Deep reds. Rich blues. Soft creams. The fabrics sway gently in the breeze. Sunlight filters through them, creating patterns of color across the stone ground. For a moment, the marketplace feels almost magical. Beautiful in its simplicity. You continue walking. A fish merchant proudly displays today's catch upon beds of crushed ice and wet cloth. Nearby, another stall offers honey stored in clay jars. The golden liquid catches the sunlight. Children gaze at it with fascination. Not every family can afford such luxuries. But everyone enjoys looking. Everyone enjoys imagining. The marketplace is not merely a place of necessity. It is also a place of wonder. A place where distant corners of the empire come together. You hear several languages spoken around you. Latin, Greek, and accents from provinces far away. Merchants from Egypt. Travelers from North Africa. Traders from Gaul and Hispania. Rome gathers people from every direction. The empire feels vast. Yet here, within the marketplace, it feels connected. United through trade. Through conversation. Through shared daily life. A cool breeze moves between the stalls. It carries laughter. Fragments of conversation. The sound of sandals against stone. Above, birds circle lazily through the bright blue sky. The city feels warm, safe, alive. You notice an elderly merchant arranging olive oil jars. His movements are slow but practiced. He has likely stood in this marketplace for decades. Watching generations grow up. Watching children become parents. Watching Rome change while daily life remains surprisingly familiar. History often focuses on great events. Victories. Emperors. Wars. But places like this reveal another kind of history. The history of ordinary people. People buying food. Selling goods. Sharing stories. Living their lives one peaceful day at a time. The marketplace teaches an important lesson. Civilizations are not built only by rulers. They are built by bakers, farmers, craftsmen, merchants, families, people whose names history rarely remembers, yet whose work shapes the world around them. You stop for a final moment beside a fruit stall. Sunlight shines upon baskets of figs and grapes. The colors seem almost unreal. The sounds around you soften. The busy marketplace becomes a gentle background melody. Comforting. Predictable. Timeless. Take one slow breath. Enjoy the atmosphere. The warmth of the sun. The scent of spices. The distant conversations. The peaceful rhythm of Roman commerce. Soon, your journey will continue into the workshops and trades that keep the city running. But for now, simply wander through the marketplace. And allow yourself to drift deeper into the calm and fascinating world of ancient Rome. Take a slow, peaceful breath. The bustling marketplace slowly fades behind you. Its colorful stalls and lively conversations become distant sounds carried away by the warm morning breeze. As you continue your journey through ancient Rome, you enter a different part of the city. A place where things are made. A place where skill, patience, and hard work transforms simple materials into useful objects. This is the world of Rome's craftsmen and workers. Without them, the city could not exist. Without them, there would be no homes, no furniture, no tools, no roads, and no monuments. Every great achievement of Rome begins with ordinary hands. You walk down a narrow street lined with workshops. The sounds here are different from the marketplace. Instead of merchants calling out prices, you hear tools at work. A hammer striking metal. A saw moving through wood. The steady scraping of a chisel against stone. Together, these sounds create a gentle rhythm. The rhythm of creation. The rhythm of work. You pause outside a blacksmith's workshop. Inside, a bright orange fire glows within a forge. The heat is intense. A blacksmith stands nearby, shaping heated metal upon an anvil. His hammer rises and falls with steady precision. Clang. 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 The sound echoes softly through the street. Tiny sparks dance into the air. The blacksmith remains calm and focused. Years of practice guide every movement. He is creating tools that farmers will use. Nails that builders will need. Knives that families will depend upon. His work touches countless lives. Yet most people may never know his name. You continue onward. Next comes a carpenter's workshop. The smell of fresh wood fills the air. Sunlight streams through open windows. Wood shavings cover the floor like golden leaves. A carpenter carefully smooths the surface of a table. Nearby, another worker assembles a chair. Every piece fits perfectly. Every detail matters. Roman craftsmen take pride in their work. Even ordinary objects deserve care and attention. Across the street, a stone mason shapes blocks of marble. His hammer strikes gently against a chisel. Each tap removes only a small amount of stone. Patience is essential. Large temples. Public buildings. Statues. All begin with simple blocks of stone. One careful strike at a time. You watch for a moment. The mason's movements feel almost meditative. Slow. Steady. Purposeful. There is no rushing. Only focus. Only craftsmanship. Further ahead, you discover a pottery workshop. Rows of clay vessels sit drying beneath the sunlight. Jugs. Bowls. Plates. Oil lamps. Objects used every day by Roman families. Inside, a potter sits beside a spinning wheel. His hands guide wet clay with remarkable precision. The clay responds gently to every touch. A simple lump slowly becomes something beautiful. Something useful. Something lasting. The transformation feels almost magical. Yet it is simply the result of skill and experience. You continue walking through the district. Everywhere you look, people are working. Tailors sew clothing. Leatherworkers craft sandals. Metalworkers shape tools. Painters decorate signs. Builders repair walls. The city never truly stops creating. Never stops improving. Every worker contributes something important. Each task may seem small. Yet together they support one of the greatest cities in history. A young apprentice sweeps a workshop floor. He watches experienced craftsmen carefully. One day, he too will master these skills. Knowledge passes from one generation to the next. Father to son. Master to apprentice. Teacher to student. This chain of learning stretches across centuries. It helps preserve the skills that keep Rome alive. The morning sun continues climbing higher. Warm light fills the streets. Workers pause briefly to drink water. Some share simple conversations. Others continue their tasks without interruption. There is a quiet dignity in their work. No crowds applaud them. No monuments celebrate them. Yet their efforts shape daily life for everyone around them. History often remembers emperors, generals, politicians. But cities are truly built by ordinary people. The craftsmen, the laborers, the workers whose names are forgotten but whose contributions remain everywhere. You stop beside a partially completed building. Several builders work together. Some carry stone. Others mix mortar. A foreman quietly directs the effort. Piece by piece, the structure rises. A wall becomes a room. A room becomes a building. A building becomes part of the city. This is how Rome grows. Not all at once, but slowly, patiently, day after day, year after year. The sounds of construction blend with the sounds of the city. Hammers, voices, footsteps, birdsong. Together they create a peaceful harmony. A reminder that life is always moving forward. Always building. Always creating. Take one final slow breath. Feel the warmth of the Roman sun. Listen to the gentle sounds of work. Appreciate the skill and dedication of those who shape the world around them. Your journey through ancient Rome continues. And soon, after a morning of work and craftsmanship, the citizens of Rome will seek relaxation in one of the city's most beloved places. The public baths. Take a slow, comfortable breath. The sounds of hammers and workshops gradually fade behind you. The hard-working craftsmen of Rome continue their tasks, but now the day is moving toward a different rhythm. A slower rhythm. A calmer rhythm. A rhythm of rest. As the sun climbs higher into the sky, many Romans begin thinking about one of their favorite places in the city. The public baths. To modern visitors, a bath might seem like a simple place to wash. But in ancient Rome, the baths are much more than that. They are places of relaxation, conversation, friendship, and community. You begin walking toward one of Rome's great bath complexes. Even from a distance, the building appears impressive. Tall walls rise above surrounding streets. Marble columns gleam in the sunlight. Large archways welcome visitors from every direction. Citizens arrive steadily throughout the day. Young and old. Rich and poor. Merchants. Soldiers. Craftsmen. Students. Almost everyone visits the baths at some point. You pass through the entrance and immediately notice a change in atmosphere. Outside, the city feels busy. Inside, everything feels calmer. The sounds become softer, more peaceful. The air carries a pleasant warmth. Sunlight filters through high windows. Its golden glow reflects from polished marble floors. The bath complex feels almost like a small city within a city. People move leisurely through spacious halls. There is no rush. No urgency. Only relaxation. You enter a large courtyard. Several citizens are exercising before their baths. Some toss balls back and forth. Others practice light athletic activities. Laughter drifts through the air. Friends greet one another. Conversations begin naturally. The baths are among the most social places in Rome. News travels here. Stories are shared here. Friendships are strengthened here. After a short walk, you enter the changing area. Wooden benches line the walls. Visitors place their belongings in safe locations before continuing deeper into the complex. Everything feels orderly, familiar, comfortable. From here, many Romans begin moving through a series of rooms, each with a different temperature, each offering a unique experience. First comes the warm room. The air feels pleasant against your skin. Not too hot. Not too cool. Just enough warmth to help the body relax. You sit quietly for a moment. Around you, conversations continue in gentle tones. No one seems hurried. The entire atmosphere encourages calm, encourages peace, encourages rest. After some time, visitors often move toward a hotter chamber. Steam fills the air. Warmth surrounds every corner. The marble walls radiate heat. Many Romans find this deeply relaxing. Muscles loosen. Tension disappears. The concerns of daily life begin to feel distant. You imagine how comforting this must feel after a long morning of work. A craftsman who has spent hours shaping stone. A merchant who has stood all day in the marketplace. A laborer carrying heavy materials. For them, the baths offer relief. A chance to recover. A chance to simply be still. Nearby, several friends sit together sharing stories. One speaks about business. Another discusses a recent festival. A third tells a humorous story that causes everyone to laugh. The sound is warm and welcoming. Human. Across thousands of years, people remain remarkably similar. They gather. They talk. They share experiences. They enjoy each other's company. The baths remind you that history is not only about great events. It is also about ordinary moments. Moments of friendship. Moments of relaxation. Moments of simple happiness. Eventually, many visitors move toward a cooler pool. The water sparkles beneath shafts of sunlight. Its surface ripples gently. Some citizens step carefully into the water. Others simply sit nearby and enjoy the peaceful atmosphere. The cool water feels refreshing after the warmth of the baths. Balanced. Comforting. Restorative. You sit beside the pool and listen. The sounds are soothing. Flowing water. Quiet conversations. Occasional laughter. Footsteps upon stone. Together they create a peaceful melody. A melody heard by generations of Romans. For a moment, time itself seems to slow. Nothing demands your attention. Nothing requires your effort. You simply exist within the calm rhythm of the bathhouse. The worries of the world feel far away. The busy streets outside feel distant. Only peace remains. Only stillness. As afternoon approaches, sunlight shifts across the marble floors. Golden reflections dance upon the walls. Visitors come and go. Yet the atmosphere remains unchanged. Warm. Welcoming. Relaxing. The baths are more than buildings. They are places where the city breathes. Places where people reconnect with one another. Places where ordinary Romans find comfort in their daily lives. Take one final slow breath. Listen to the gentle sound of water. Feel the warmth surrounding you. Allow yourself to drift deeper into relaxation. Your journey through ancient Rome continues. And soon, you will discover one of the greatest achievements of Roman engineering. The magnificent aqueducts that bring fresh water to the eternal city. Take a slow, peaceful breath. The warmth of the public baths remains with you. The gentle sound of flowing water still echoes softly in your mind. As you leave the bath complex and step back into the streets of Rome, you begin thinking about something remarkable. Where does all that water come from? The pools. The fountains. The baths. The countless homes and workshops throughout the city. A city as large as Rome needs an enormous amount of fresh water every single day. And somehow, it receives it. The answer lies in one of the greatest engineering achievements of the ancient world. The aqueducts. You begin walking toward the edge of the city. The streets gradually become quieter. The crowds thin. The buildings become less crowded. Ahead, stretching across the landscape, you see a magnificent structure. A line of towering stone arches marching across the countryside. Elegant. Strong. Timeless. This is an aqueduct. At first glance, it appears simple. Yet its design is extraordinary. Without pumps. Without electricity. Without modern machines. Roman engineers found a way to transport fresh water over many miles using nothing but gravity. A gentle slope guides water from distant springs toward the city. The journey can take many miles. Sometimes dozens of miles. Yet the water flows continuously. Day and night. Year after year. You stand beneath one of the giant arches. Its stone blocks fit together perfectly. Each piece carefully shaped and placed. The structure has stood for generations. Builders who created it are long gone. Yet their work remains. Their knowledge remains. Their achievement continues serving the city. Above your head, hidden within a stone channel, water quietly flows toward Rome. You cannot see it directly. But you can hear it. A soft rushing sound. Gentle. Steady. Peaceful. The sound of life itself. Without water, Rome could not survive. The fountains would stop flowing. The baths would close. Daily life would become difficult. Every citizen depends upon these aqueducts whether they realize it or not. You continue walking along the structure. Wildflowers grow nearby. Birds rest upon the arches. The countryside feels calm compared to the busy city. A cool breeze moves through the grass. The sky above is bright blue. For a moment, everything feels wonderfully peaceful. You imagine the engineers who planned this project. Carefully measuring distances. Calculating slopes. Designing channels that would carry water for miles. Their work required patience. Skill. Determination. Every small mistake could affect the entire system. Yet somehow they succeeded. Again and again. Across the empire, aqueducts became symbols of Roman ingenuity. They carried fresh water to cities large and small. Improving health. Improving comfort. Improving daily life. As you walk, you notice a small maintenance crew inspecting part of the structure. Even the greatest engineering achievements require care. Workers regularly clean channels. Repair damage. Remove debris. Without maintenance, the system would eventually fail. Rome's water supply depends not only on engineers but also on ordinary workers performing important tasks every day. Once again, you are reminded that great civilizations are built by countless individuals. Not just rulers. Not just famous names. But ordinary people working quietly behind the scenes. The afternoon sun shines warmly upon the stone arches. Their shadows stretch across the ground. The scene feels almost timeless. If you closed your eyes, you might imagine hearing the same flowing water that Romans heard nearly 2,000 years ago. The same gentle sound. The same steady movement. The same gift of fresh water arriving from distant springs. Eventually, you begin walking back toward the city. In the distance, Rome's rooftops shimmer beneath the sunlight. Columns rise above temples. Smoke drifts from bakeries. The great city continues its daily life. All sustained by the water flowing silently through these remarkable aqueducts. You take one final look at the arches. Strong. Graceful. Enduring. A reminder that some achievements are so well designed that they seem almost eternal. Take a slow breath. Listen to the distant sound of flowing water. Feel the gentle breeze upon your face. Allow your mind to relax. The story of ancient Rome continues. And soon, as the afternoon progresses, it will be time for another important part of Roman daily life. A simple midday meal shared beneath the warm Mediterranean sun. Take a slow, gentle breath. The sound of flowing water from the aqueducts slowly fades behind you. The afternoon sun now hangs high above ancient Rome. Golden light fills the city. The stone streets feel warm beneath your feet. Shadows have grown short. The busiest hours of the morning have passed. For many Romans, it is now time to pause. Time to rest. Time to eat. As you walk back toward the city center, you notice a subtle change in the atmosphere. The pace has slowed. Workers step away from their tasks. Merchants leave their stalls for a short while. Craftsmen set down their tools. Even the city itself seems to take a quiet breath. You find a shaded spot beneath a colonnade. The cool shade feels pleasant after the warmth of the afternoon sun. Nearby, several citizens sit together sharing a simple meal. Their lunch is modest. Bread, cheese, olives, perhaps a few figs. Nothing extravagant. Yet it is satisfying. Roman lunches are often simple affairs. Most people save larger meals for the evening. The midday meal provides energy without requiring much preparation. It fits naturally into the rhythm of daily life. You watch as a father tears bread into smaller pieces for his children. The children laugh softly as they eat. Their faces glow in the sunlight. Moments like these are easy to overlook. Yet they form the foundation of ordinary life. Throughout Rome, thousands of families are sharing similar meals at this very moment. A craftsman sits outside his workshop enjoying a quick lunch. A merchant rests beside his stall. A laborer finds shade beneath a building. Across the city, people pause together. For a brief time, work gives way to rest. The sounds around you become softer. Conversations drift through the air. Birds perch upon nearby rooftops. A fountain splashes gently in the distance. The atmosphere feels peaceful, comforting, timeless. You notice a fruit vendor arranging baskets of fresh figs. Their deep purple skins shine beneath the sunlight. Nearby, another vendor offers dates imported from distant lands. The Roman Empire stretches across vast territories, bringing foods from many regions into the capital. Yet even with access to exotic goods, many citizens remain content with simple meals. There is wisdom in simplicity. A loaf of bread. A few olives. A moment of rest. Sometimes that is enough. A gentle breeze moves through the street. It carries the scent of herbs and olive oil. The fragrance feels warm and familiar. Around you, people continue their quiet conversations. Some discuss business. Others speak about family. Many simply enjoy each other's company. No one seems rushed. No one seems worried. For this brief hour, life feels wonderfully calm. You lean back against a stone column and gaze across the city. The rooftops shimmer in the sunlight. White marble temples gleam against the blue sky. In the distance, the hills surrounding Rome rise gently above the horizon. The view is beautiful. Not because it is grand, but because it feels lived in. Real. Every building contains stories. Every street holds memories. Every citizen contributes to the life of the city. As you sit quietly, a group of workers nearby begins sharing a simple joke. Laughter spreads among them. The sound is warm, friendly, human. Across 2,000 years, some things never change. People still gather, still eat together, still laugh together, still find joy in small moments. The afternoon continues. The sun moves slowly across the sky. Soon the city will become busy once again. Workshops will reopen. Merchants will return to their stalls. The daily rhythm of Rome will continue. But for now, there is peace. A peaceful meal. A peaceful afternoon. A peaceful moment beneath the warm Roman sun. Take one final slow breath. Listen to the distant fountain. Feel the cool shade around you. Allow your body to relax. Allow your thoughts to drift. The story of ancient Rome continues. And soon, you will discover how Roman children learn, play, and prepare for the future within the great city. Take a slow, peaceful breath. The warmth of the afternoon sun gently surrounds the city. The quiet midday meal has ended. Across Rome, citizens return to their daily activities. Merchants reopen their stalls. Craftsmen return to their workshops. Laborers continue their work. But among the busy streets and crowded buildings, another part of Roman life quietly unfolds. The lives of children. As you continue your gentle walk through the city, you notice a group of young boys playing in a small courtyard. Their laughter echoes between stone walls. One tosses a wooden ball. Another chases after it. A third pretends to be a soldier marching across distant lands. Their imaginations transform the ordinary courtyard into a world of adventure. For a moment, nothing exists beyond their game. Nothing beyond friendship. Nothing beyond joy. Across ancient Rome, childhood is filled with moments like these. Simple moments. Happy moments. Moments that feel surprisingly familiar even today. You pause nearby and watch quietly. Children have always found ways to create fun from simple things. A wooden toy. A small ball. A carved animal. A hoop rolled along a street. Such objects may seem ordinary, yet they provide endless entertainment. The children laugh again. Their excitement is contagious. Their energy fills the air. Yet childhood in Rome is not only about play. It is also about learning. About preparing for adulthood. About understanding one's place in society. You continue walking and soon arrive near a small school. The building is modest. Nothing grand. Nothing impressive from the outside. Yet within its walls, important lessons are being taught. Inside, Several children sit upon wooden benches. A teacher stands nearby. His voice is calm and patient. The students listen carefully. Some practice reading. Others learn writing. A few repeat lessons aloud. The room feels focused, quiet, orderly. Education is valued in Roman society, especially among families who can afford it. Parents hope their children will gain knowledge and opportunities. They want them to succeed, to contribute, to build better futures. The teacher walks slowly between the students, offering guidance, correcting mistakes, encouraging improvement. Learning requires patience. Mistakes are expected. Progress comes one step at a time, one lesson at a time, one day at a time. You notice a boy carefully tracing letters onto a wax tablet. His movements are slow and deliberate. The stylus presses gently into the soft surface. Each letter becomes clearer than the last. Nearby, another student recites a poem from memory. Words learned through practice. Words repeated many times before becoming familiar. The scene feels peaceful, timeless. Across centuries, students have learned in remarkably similar ways. Listening, practicing, improving, growing. Outside the school, life continues as usual. The city remains busy. Yet inside, there is a different rhythm. A quieter rhythm. A rhythm of learning and discovery. For Roman children, education often includes more than reading and writing. They learn about history, law, public speaking, mathematics. Skills that may help them throughout life. Some dream of becoming merchants. Others hope to become soldiers. A few may one day enter politics. Each child imagines a different future. Each follows a unique path. You leave the school and continue your walk. Nearby, several girls help their families with daily tasks. One assists her mother with weaving. Another helps prepare food. A third carries water from a fountain. Learning often happens outside classrooms as well. Children observe adults. They imitate skills. They gradually learn responsibilities. Knowledge passes naturally from one generation to the next. Parents teach children. Grandparents share stories. Craftsmen train apprentices. Communities help shape the future. The afternoon sun begins its slow journey westward. Long shadows start to appear. The city glows with warm golden light. Children continue playing in courtyards. Teachers continue lessons. Families continue their routines. Life moves forward quietly, steadily, peacefully. You pause one final time beside a small group of children playing beneath the shade of a tree. Their laughter drifts softly through the air. Their futures remain unknown. Yet their hopes and dreams feel familiar. Across thousands of years, children remain children. Curious. Imaginative. Full of possibility. Take a slow breath. Listen to the distant laughter. Feel the warmth of the afternoon sun. Allow yourself to relax. The story of ancient Rome continues. And soon, your journey will lead you toward the temples and sacred places where Romans seek guidance from their gods. Take a slow, peaceful breath. The laughter of children gradually fades behind you. The warm afternoon sun continues its journey across the Roman sky. Long shadows stretch across streets and courtyards. The city remains busy, yet there is a sense of calm in the air. As you continue walking through ancient Rome, your attention is drawn toward one of the most important parts of Roman life: religion. For the people of Rome, the gods are everywhere. They are present in homes, in marketplaces, in military camps, in government buildings, and most visibly, in the magnificent temples that rise throughout the city. You follow a broad stone street toward one of these sacred places. Soon, towering columns appear before you. Bright white marble glows beneath the afternoon sunlight. The temple stands proudly above the surrounding buildings. Strong, beautiful, timeless. Wide steps lead upward toward the entrance. Citizens climb them slowly and respectfully. Some carry flowers. Others bring small offerings. Many simply come to pray. You pause at the foot of the steps. The temple feels peaceful, separate from the noise of everyday life. A place where people come to reflect, to hope, to seek guidance. As you slowly climb the steps, the sounds of the city begin to fade. The busy marketplace feels distant. The workshops seem far away. Only quiet remains. Only stillness. At the top, you look out across Rome. The view is breathtaking. Rooftops stretch toward the horizon. Columns rise from neighboring temples. Smoke drifts gently upward from bakeries and homes. The eternal city glows beneath the golden sun. For a moment, everything feels calm, balanced, peaceful. Nearby, several citizens stand quietly before an altar. A small flame flickers gently. The scent of incense drifts through the air. Its fragrance is warm and soothing. The Romans believe many gods watch over different aspects of life. There is a god of the sky, a god of the sea, a goddess of wisdom, a goddess of love, a god of war. Countless divine figures guide the world around them. Whether sailing across distant seas or planting crops in nearby fields, Romans often seek the favor of the gods. Religion provides comfort. It provides meaning. It provides a connection to something larger than oneself. You watch as an elderly man offers a quiet prayer. His words are soft, private, respectful. Nearby, a young woman leaves flowers upon an altar. Others bow their heads silently. No one rushes. No one speaks loudly. The temple encourages patience, reflection, peace. Sunlight pours through the columns, casting long patterns across the marble floor. Dust particles drift through golden beams of light. The scene feels almost dreamlike. You sit quietly for a moment and simply observe. The temple is not only a place of worship. It is also a gathering place. A place where people share traditions passed down through generations. Parents teach children ancient stories. Priests preserve rituals. Communities celebrate festivals together. Through these traditions, Romans maintain a sense of continuity. A connection between past, present, and future. Outside, the city continues its daily activities. Merchants sell goods. Children play. Workers labor. Yet here within the temple, time seems slower. Gentler. More peaceful. A cool breeze moves between the columns. The flame upon the altar flickers softly. Birds circle high above the city. The afternoon sun begins its gradual descent toward evening. The light grows warmer. Softer. More golden. You stand and take one final look around the temple. The marble columns. The quiet worshippers. The glowing sunlight. Everything feels serene. A reminder that even within one of the busiest cities in the ancient world, there are places of stillness. Places where people pause. Reflect. And simply breathe. Take a slow breath yourself. Feel the calm atmosphere around you. Listen to the gentle sounds of the temple. Allow your thoughts to drift peacefully. Your journey through ancient Rome continues. And soon, as afternoon slowly turns toward evening, you will discover how Romans entertain themselves through games, music, storytelling, and leisure. Take a slow, comfortable breath. The peaceful temple slowly fades behind you. The scent of incense drifts away on the afternoon breeze. Above the city, the sun has begun its slow descent toward the western horizon. Its golden light softens the edges of buildings. Marble columns glow warmly. The streets seem calmer now. The busiest hours of work are ending. For many Romans, the time for labor is gradually giving way to something else. Leisure. Relaxation. Entertainment. You begin walking through the city once more. The atmosphere feels different than it did this morning. There is less urgency. Less hurry. People seem more willing to pause and enjoy themselves. Children play in courtyards. Friends gather beneath shaded archways. Neighbors stop to chat beside fountains. The city is slowly unwinding. As you turn a corner, the sound of music catches your attention. Soft notes float through the air. A musician sits near a small square. In his hands rests a stringed instrument. His fingers move gently across the strings. The melody is calm and soothing. People pause to listen. Some smile. Others simply close their eyes for a moment and enjoy the music. In ancient Rome, music is everywhere. It accompanies festivals, banquets, religious ceremonies, family celebrations, even ordinary afternoons like this one. The musician continues playing. His melody mingles with the sounds of the city. The result feels peaceful, almost hypnotic. You remain there for a moment, listening, relaxing, allowing the music to wash over you. Eventually, you continue walking. Ahead, a group of children gathers around an elderly storyteller. His gray hair catches the sunlight. His voice rises and falls with practiced rhythm. The children listen with complete attention. The storyteller speaks of distant heroes, great adventures, mysterious creatures, ancient gods. Every culture shares stories. And Rome is no exception. Stories entertain. But they also teach. They pass wisdom from one generation to the next. The children sit quietly, their eyes wide with wonder. For them, the story feels real. The heroes feel alive. The adventure feels endless. You smile softly and continue onward. Nearby, another group enjoys a simple game. Small stones move across a wooden board. Players study each move carefully. Friends gather around to watch. Some offer advice. Others simply enjoy the competition. Board games are popular throughout Rome. They require little equipment, yet provide hours of enjoyment. The atmosphere remains friendly, relaxed, comfortable. A little farther along, several young men practice athletic games in an open area. They throw balls, race one another, laugh at mistakes, celebrate successes. The spirit of play fills the air. Life in Rome is often busy, yet moments of recreation are important. People need time to rest, time to connect, time to enjoy simple pleasures. As afternoon slowly transitions toward evening, more citizens gather in public spaces. Friends meet after work. Families walk together. Conversations drift through the warm air. The city feels vibrant, yet peaceful. You pass a small food vendor selling sweet treats made with honey. Children eagerly approach. Parents smile. The simple joy on their faces is impossible to miss. Again, you are reminded that people across history share many of the same experiences, the same hopes, the same laughter, the same appreciation for life's small pleasures. The sun now hangs lower in the sky. Its golden light becomes richer, warmer. Long shadows stretch across the streets. The marble buildings glow like polished gold. Rome looks beautiful at this hour. Almost magical. You pause beside a fountain. Water flows gently into a stone basin. Nearby, a musician begins another song. Children laugh in the distance. Friends continue their conversations. The sounds blend together into a peaceful evening melody. No great historical event is taking place. No emperor rides through the streets. No famous speech is being delivered. And yet, this ordinary afternoon feels meaningful. Because it reveals the true heart of Rome. Not power. Not conquest. Not wealth. But people. Ordinary people enjoying ordinary moments. Moments of music. Moments of laughter. Moments of friendship. Moments worth remembering. Take a slow breath. Listen to the distant music. Feel the warmth of the setting sun. Allow yourself to relax completely. The day is slowly drawing toward evening. And soon, your journey will lead you to the very center of Roman public life. A place known throughout the empire. A place where politics, business, and daily life come together. The Roman Forum. Take a slow, peaceful breath. The music and laughter of the afternoon gradually fade behind you. The golden light of late afternoon now washes over the city. Long shadows stretch across streets and courtyards. Rome seems calmer than it did earlier. Yet ahead lies one of the busiest and most important places in the entire empire. The Roman Forum. For centuries, this has been the beating heart of Rome. A place where citizens gather. A place where business is conducted. Where laws are announced. Where speeches are given. Where history unfolds day after day. You follow a broad stone road toward the center of the city. Soon, the buildings around you become grander. Marble temples rise above the rooftops. Tall columns catch the warm evening sunlight. The Forum slowly comes into view. And it is magnificent. Open spaces stretch before you. Elegant buildings line the square. Statues stand proudly upon stone platforms. Everywhere you look, there are reminders of Rome's long history. Yet despite its importance, the Forum feels surprisingly human. People move through it much as they always have. Merchants conduct business. Citizens exchange greetings. Friends stop to talk. Life continues. You step into the Forum and pause. The atmosphere feels different from anywhere else in the city. It is both busy and calm. Grand and ordinary. Important and familiar. A group of senators walk slowly across the square. Their white togas glow in the sunlight. Nearby, ordinary citizens discuss local news. A merchant negotiates a sale. A messenger delivers information. The Forum brings together every part of Roman society. Rich and poor. Powerful and humble. Young and old. For a moment, you simply stand and observe. The sounds are gentle. Footsteps upon stone. Quiet conversations. The distant call of birds overhead. The occasional echo of voices beneath marble colonnades. Together they create a peaceful rhythm. You begin walking through the square. The stone beneath your feet has been worn smooth by countless generations. Millions of people have walked these paths before you. Farmers, soldiers, emperors, merchants, children. Their lives have come and gone. Yet the Forum remains. A silent witness to centuries of history. Nearby stands a magnificent temple. Its columns rise toward the sky. The warm evening light paints them gold. A cool breeze moves through the open space. For a moment, the city feels almost timeless. You sit upon a stone bench and watch the world around you. A father walks beside his son. Two old friends share a conversation. A young apprentice hurries past carrying documents. Each person has their own story, their own hopes, their own concerns. Yet together they create the life of the city. History books often focus on famous names. Emperors, generals, politicians. But places like the Forum remind you that history belongs to everyone. Every citizen contributes something. Every life leaves a mark. Even if their names are eventually forgotten. The afternoon sun now hangs low above the horizon. Its light becomes softer, warmer, more beautiful. Marble buildings glow with shades of gold and amber. Long shadows stretch across the square. The day is slowly drawing to a close. Around you, the pace of life begins to slow. Some merchants prepare to leave. Officials finish their work. Citizens begin making their way home. The Forum remains active. But its energy is changing. The busy afternoon is giving way to the peaceful evening. You close your eyes for a moment. The gentle sounds of the city surround you. The distant murmur of conversation. The flutter of birds returning to their nests. The soft whisper of the evening breeze. Everything feels calm, balanced, comforting. When you open your eyes again, the sky has begun to change color. Hints of orange and pink appear above the rooftops. Rome is preparing for sunset. And so are its people. Soon, families will gather for the evening meal. Oil lamps will begin to glow in windows. The city will gradually quiet. But for now, you remain here in the Forum. At the center of the Roman world. Watching another ordinary day come gently to an end. Take one final slow breath. Feel the cool evening air. Listen to the fading sounds of the Forum. Allow your thoughts to drift peacefully. The story continues. And soon, as the sun sinks below the horizon, you will meet the soldiers whose presence helps protect the vast Roman Empire. Take a slow, peaceful breath. The warm glow of sunset spreads across the Roman Forum. The day's business is coming to an end. Merchants close their stalls. Officials gather their documents. Families begin making their way home. As the city gradually settles into evening, you notice a familiar presence moving through the streets. Roman soldiers. They walk with steady confidence. Their polished armor catches the fading sunlight. Their sandals strike the stone roads with a calm, measured rhythm. Not hurried. Not aggressive. Simply disciplined. For the people of Rome, soldiers are a common sight. They are part of everyday life. Children often stop to watch them pass. Merchants nod respectfully. Citizens continue their conversations. The soldiers belong to the city just as much as the fountains, temples, and marketplaces. You begin following a small group as they move through a broad avenue. The evening light paints their armor with shades of gold and bronze. Each soldier carries equipment carefully maintained. Their shields are polished. Their belts neatly arranged. Their appearance reflects years of training and discipline. Yet beneath the armor are ordinary people. Men with families. Friends. Dreams. Memories. Many have traveled vast distances to serve Rome. Some were born in Italy. Others came from distant provinces. Gaul. Spain. North Africa. The Eastern Territories. The empire is enormous, and its soldiers come from many lands. Together they form one of the most effective military forces in history. But tonight, there is no battle. No campaign. No danger. Only a peaceful evening in the capital. You continue walking beside them. Ahead, a small training ground comes into view. Several soldiers practice basic exercises. Wooden swords move through the air. Commands are spoken calmly. Training never truly ends. Even in times of peace, preparation continues. The soldiers understand that skill must be maintained. Strength must be preserved. Discipline must be practiced. You pause nearby. The atmosphere feels surprisingly calm. There is no shouting. No chaos. Only routine. A familiar routine repeated day after day. The soldiers move with precision. Years of repetition have made every action natural. Nearby, a veteran sits quietly upon a bench. His service may have taken him to distant frontiers. Perhaps he has seen snowy mountains, endless deserts, dense forests, places far beyond the imagination of most citizens. Yet now he sits peacefully in Rome, watching the evening sky. The scene feels reflective, almost contemplative. The city around him continues its daily rhythm. Children play nearby. Merchants finish their work. Families prepare for supper. Life goes on. As the sun sinks lower, the sky begins turning shades of orange and pink. The soldiers finish their exercises. Some return to their barracks. Others begin evening duties. A few simply enjoy a quiet conversation with friends. For all their strength and discipline, they too appreciate moments of peace. Moments of rest. Moments of connection. You continue your walk through the city. Along the way, you notice how often soldiers interact with ordinary citizens. A friendly greeting. A brief conversation. A shared smile. The relationship feels natural, comfortable, familiar. Rome's soldiers are protectors, but they are also members of the community. Part of the living fabric of the city. The evening air grows cooler. Oil lamps begin appearing in windows. Their golden light flickers softly against stone walls. The city is changing once again. Day slowly gives way to night. The soldiers continue their quiet duties as darkness approaches. Their presence brings a sense of stability. A feeling that the city is safe, protected, secure. You stop for a final moment and look back. A group of soldiers disappears around a corner, their figures illuminated by the last light of the setting sun. Soon they are gone. Yet the sense of calm remains. Take a slow breath. Listen to the distant sounds of evening. Feel the cool air settling over the city. Allow yourself to relax. The day in ancient Rome is nearly complete. And soon, as twilight deepens, families throughout the city will gather together beneath the warm glow of oil lamps. The evening meal awaits. Take a slow, gentle breath. The soldiers have finished their duties for the day. The warm colors of sunset slowly fade from the sky. Across Rome, another day is drawing to a close. The city that was so busy this morning now begins to change. The energy softens. The pace slows. The noise gradually fades. Evening has arrived. You walk through the streets beneath a sky painted with shades of gold, orange, and deep violet. The last rays of sunlight touch the rooftops. Marble temples glow briefly before slipping into shadow. The city feels different now. More peaceful. More reflective. More relaxed. Around you, citizens begin making their way home. Merchants close wooden shutters over their shops. The sounds of business disappear one by one. A baker sweeps the floor of his bakery after another successful day. A craftsman carefully stores his tools. Market stalls that bustled with activity only hours ago now stand empty. The day is ending. And Rome knows it. A cool evening breeze drifts through the streets. It carries the scent of fresh bread, olive oil, and distant cooking fires. Somewhere nearby, a family is preparing supper. The aroma feels warm and inviting. Comforting. You continue walking through a narrow lane. Above, laundry that hung drying all afternoon sways gently in the evening air. Pigeons settle onto rooftops. Birdsong becomes less frequent. The creatures of the city are preparing for night. As are its people. Ahead, Small oil lamps begin appearing in windows. One after another. Tiny golden lights shining against the growing darkness. Soon hundreds of lamps glow throughout the city. Then thousands. Together they create a beautiful pattern across Rome. Like stars brought down from the heavens. You pause beside a fountain. The water continues its endless journey through the city. Its gentle splashing sounds softer now. Calmer. The crowds have mostly disappeared. Only a few late travelers pass by. The atmosphere feels wonderfully peaceful. Nearby, a father walks home with his young daughter. She holds his hand tightly. The child appears tired after a long day. Yet she smiles as they pass beneath the warm glow of a lamp. Simple moments. Ordinary moments. The kind that fill every generation. Across 2,000 years, families remain families. Parents guide children home. Neighbors exchange greetings. Friends share stories before saying goodnight. The details may change, but the human experience remains remarkably familiar. The sky above grows darker. The first stars begin appearing. One. Then another. Then many more. Far from the bright lights of the modern world, the Roman night sky feels vast. Endless. Beautiful. Citizens pause to admire it. Just as people have done throughout history. You continue toward a small hill overlooking part of the city. From here, Rome stretches before you. A sea of rooftops illuminated by countless oil lamps. Columns rise above the darkness. Temple roofs catch faint traces of moonlight. The sight is breathtaking. Not because it is grand, but because it feels alive. Every light represents a home. A family. A story. A life unfolding quietly within the city. Some families are sharing meals. Others are telling stories. Children are preparing for sleep. Elderly citizens sit quietly reflecting upon the day. Throughout Rome, people are settling into the comforting routines of evening. The city itself seems to exhale. Its busy daytime energy slowly dissolves. Leaving behind peace. Leaving behind stillness. You sit for a moment and simply watch. The cool breeze. The distant glow of lamps. The first stars overhead. Everything feels calm. Balanced. Gentle. The perfect ending to a long day. Take another slow breath. Listen to the faint sounds of evening. Allow your shoulders to relax. Allow your thoughts to drift. Night has arrived in ancient Rome. And soon, families throughout the city will gather around tables lit by flickering lamps to share their final meal of the day. A meal filled with warmth, conversation, and quiet comfort. Take a slow, peaceful breath. The city has grown quiet. The busy sounds of merchants and craftsmen have faded into memory. Night now settles gently over ancient Rome. Above, countless stars shine across the dark sky. A silver moon rises over rooftops and temples. And throughout the city, warm golden light glows from thousands of oil lamps. It is time for supper. As you leave the hill overlooking Rome, you make your way through softly illuminated streets. The atmosphere feels completely different from the bustling morning. Everything moves more slowly now. More gently. People speak in quieter voices. Footsteps echo softly against stone roads. The city feels calm. Comfortable. Ready for rest. You arrive at a modest apartment building. From one window comes the scent of freshly baked bread. From another drifts the aroma of herbs and vegetables. Families throughout Rome are gathering together for the evening meal. For many citizens, supper is the most important meal of the day. A time to relax. A time to reconnect. A time to share stories before sleep. You step inside a small apartment. An oil lamp flickers softly upon a wooden table. Its golden light dances across the walls. The room is simple, yet warm, welcoming, comfortable. Several family members sit together. Bread rests in the center of the table. A bowl of olives sits nearby. There is cheese, fresh vegetables, perhaps a little fish. A modest meal, yet prepared with care. The family begins eating. Conversation flows naturally. One person talks about the marketplace. Another describes something amusing that happened during the day. A child excitedly shares a story from school. Everyone listens. Everyone smiles. The atmosphere feels peaceful. Safe. The meal is not rushed. There is nowhere else to be. Nothing urgent to accomplish. The work of the day is finished. Now there is only this moment. The warmth of family. The comfort of food. The gentle glow of lamplight. Outside, Rome continues settling into the night. You hear distant voices drifting through open windows. A dog barks somewhere far away. The sound quickly fades. The fountain in a nearby square continues its endless flow of water. Its soft splashing creates a soothing background melody. Inside the apartment, the lamp flame flickers gently. Tiny shadows dance across the ceiling. The sight feels strangely relaxing. Hypnotic. Peaceful. You imagine similar scenes unfolding throughout the city. Thousands of families sharing meals. Thousands of conversations. Thousands of ordinary evenings. Each one unique. Yet all connected by the simple rhythm of daily life. History often remembers great victories and famous leaders. But evenings like this rarely appear in history books. And yet they are just as important. Because this is where life truly happens. Around tables. Within homes. Among families and friends. The evening meal continues. Laughter rises briefly. A child grows sleepy. An elderly grandparent tells a familiar story that everyone has heard many times before. Yet no one minds. Some stories become more comforting each time they are told. Outside the window, the moon climbs higher. Its pale light spills across rooftops. The streets become quieter still. Many citizens are already preparing for sleep. Oil lamps are extinguished one by one. Windows grow dark. The city slowly drifts toward silence. You remain seated beside the warm lamp. Listening. Watching. Relaxing. The day's journey through ancient Rome feels distant now. The marketplace. The forum. The baths. The aqueducts. All of it gently fades into memory. Only calm remains. Only peace. Only the comforting glow of a Roman evening. Take another slow breath. Feel the warmth of the lamp. Listen to the quiet voices around the table. Allow yourself to grow heavier. More relaxed. More comfortable. Night has fully arrived. And soon, the city itself will begin to sleep beneath the stars. Take a slow, gentle breath. The evening meal has ended. The warm glow of the oil lamp still flickers softly upon the walls. Outside, the city has grown quiet. Very quiet. Across Rome, doors have closed. Families have settled into their homes. The busy sounds of the day have finally faded. Night has arrived. You step outside into the cool evening air. Above you, the moon hangs high over the eternal city. Its silver light spills across rooftops and temple columns. The streets look completely different now. The crowded roads of morning stand nearly empty. The bustling marketplace has fallen silent. The forum rests beneath a blanket of moonlight. The city seems peaceful. Almost dreamlike. You begin walking slowly through a narrow street. Your footsteps echo gently against ancient stone. Each sound feels softer than before. The world itself seems quieter. Calmer. More relaxed. A cool breeze moves between the buildings. It carries the scent of extinguished cooking fires and distant olive trees beyond the city walls. The air feels fresh. Comforting. Perfect for sleep. Ahead, an oil lamp glows beside a doorway. Its tiny flame dances gently in the darkness. A cat sleeps nearby, curled into a small ball. Unbothered by the world around it. Completely at peace. You continue walking. The moonlight creates beautiful patterns across the streets. Columns cast long shadows. Stone walls glow with pale silver light. Everything feels timeless. As though the city itself has paused. As though Rome is resting after a long day. You pass a small fountain. The water continues flowing quietly. Splash. 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 The gentle sound seems louder now that the city is asleep. For centuries, Romans have listened to this same soothing melody. The same flowing water. The same peaceful rhythm. Nearby, a window remains illuminated. Inside, someone finishes a final task before bed. Perhaps a parent tidying the room. Perhaps a student reviewing lessons. Perhaps an elderly citizen enjoying a few moments of quiet reflection. Soon that lamp will fade as well. And another part of Rome will drift into sleep. The stars above shine brightly. Without modern lights, the night sky appears magnificent. Thousands upon thousands of stars fill the heavens. The Milky Way stretches across the darkness like a river of silver. Roman citizens often look upward in wonder. The same stars watched over their ancestors. The same stars will watch over future generations. Some things remain constant. Even as centuries pass. You reach a small open square. Earlier today it was filled with activity. Children played here. Merchants passed through. Neighbors stopped to talk. Now it sits empty beneath the moon. Silent. Peaceful. Beautiful. A gentle wind stirs the leaves of a nearby tree. The branches sway softly. The sound is almost like a whisper. A lullaby sung by the night itself. Far away, you hear the faint bark of a dog. Then silence returns. Rome sleeps. The mighty city that governs an empire. The city of emperors and senators. The city of merchants and craftsmen. The city of children and families. Tonight, they all rest beneath the same sky. Beneath the same moon. Beneath the same stars. You continue walking slowly. There is no destination. No schedule. No reason to hurry. Only the peaceful experience of wandering through a sleeping city. The cool night air feels pleasant against your skin. Your eyes grow heavier. Your thoughts become softer. The sounds around you fade further into the distance. A final lamp flickers. A final conversation ends. A final doorway closes. And then, almost complete silence. Only the moon remains. Only the stars. Only the gentle heartbeat of ancient Rome resting beneath the night sky. Take another slow breath. Feel your body becoming heavier. More comfortable. More relaxed. The city sleeps. And soon, you may sleep as well. Take a slow, deep breath. And let it go. The streets of Rome have fallen silent. The marketplace sleeps. The workshops are dark. The forum stands empty beneath the moonlight. The great city rests. And now, so do you. The night sky stretches endlessly above the eternal city. Thousands of stars shimmer softly across the heavens. The moon hangs peacefully over distant rooftops. Its silver light touches temples, columns, and quiet streets. Everything feels calm. Everything feels still. You find yourself once more standing upon a gentle hill overlooking Rome. Far below, scattered oil lamps glow faintly through windows. One by one, even those lights disappear. Families drift into sleep. Children dream beneath wool blankets. Workers rest after a long day. Merchants prepare for tomorrow's business. Soldiers sleep within their barracks. The city breathes slowly, quietly, peacefully. A cool breeze moves across the hill. It carries the scent of olive trees and distant gardens. The air feels fresh, comforting, safe. You sit down upon the soft grass. There is nowhere you need to be. Nothing you need to do. The day is complete. The story is complete. All that remains is rest. Far below, a fountain continues its gentle song. Water flows through ancient stone channels. Splash. 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 The sound is soft and rhythmic. Like a lullaby drifting through the sleeping city. You close your eyes for a moment. And imagine Rome as it was nearly 2,000 years ago. The baker rising before dawn. The children laughing in courtyards. The merchants arranging their stalls. The craftsmen shaping wood and stone. The families gathering around warm evening meals. Simple lives. Ordinary lives. Lives filled with hopes, dreams, worries, and joys. Lives not so different from your own. History often feels distant. Yet tonight, it feels close. Human. Familiar. Because beneath every monument and every temple were ordinary people. People who laughed. People who loved. People who worked. People who grew tired at the end of the day and looked up at the same stars shining above you now. The moon climbs higher. The city grows quieter still. A few clouds drift slowly across the sky. The stars blink gently behind them. Then reappear. Everything moves slowly tonight. Even time itself seems to relax. The cool breeze brushes softly against your face. The grass beneath you feels comfortable. Your body feels heavier. More relaxed. More peaceful. There is no need to think. No need to plan. No need to remember anything at all. The city is sleeping. The empire is sleeping. The world is sleeping. And you may sleep too. Far away, beyond the city walls, fields stretch into darkness. Beyond them lie forests. Mountains. Rivers. And countless roads leading to distant lands. Yet tonight, none of those places matter. Tonight, there is only Rome. Quiet Rome. Sleeping Rome. Moonlit Rome. The eternal city resting beneath a blanket of stars. Take another slow breath. Feel your shoulders soften. Feel your mind becoming lighter. The sounds around you drift farther away. The fountain, the breeze, the distant city, all becoming softer, and softer, and softer, until only silence remains. The stars continue shining. The moon continues its journey across the sky. The city rests peacefully beneath them. And as Rome sleeps, you drift gently toward sleep as well. Slowly, comfortably, peacefully, beneath the stars of ancient Rome. Good night, and sleep well. Take a slow, peaceful breath. The music and laughter of the afternoon gradually fade behind you. The golden light of late afternoon now washes over the city. Long shadows stretch across streets and courtyards. Rome seems calmer than it did earlier. Yet ahead lies one of the busiest and most important places in the entire empire. The Roman Forum. For centuries, this has been the beating heart of Rome. A place where citizens gather. A place where business is conducted. Where laws are announced. Where speeches are given. Where history unfolds day after day. You follow a broad stone road toward the center of the city. Soon, the buildings around you become grander. Marble temples rise above the rooftops. Tall columns catch the warm evening sunlight. The Forum slowly comes into view. And it is magnificent. Open spaces stretch before you. Elegant buildings line the square. Statues stand proudly upon stone platforms. Everywhere you look, there are reminders of Rome's long history. Yet despite its importance, the Forum feels surprisingly human. People move through it much as they always have. Merchants conduct business. Citizens exchange greetings. Friends stop to talk. Life continues. You step into the Forum and pause. The atmosphere feels different from anywhere else in the city. It is both busy and calm. Grand and ordinary. Important and familiar. A group of senators walks slowly across the square. Their white togas glow in the sunlight. Nearby, ordinary citizens discuss local news. A merchant negotiates a sale. A messenger delivers information. The Forum brings together every part of Roman society. Rich and poor. Powerful and humble. Young and old. For a moment, you simply stand and observe. The sounds are gentle. Footsteps upon stone. Quiet conversations. The distant call of birds overhead. The occasional echo of voices beneath marble colonnades. Together they create a peaceful rhythm. You begin walking through the square. The stone beneath your feet has been worn smooth by countless generations. Millions of people have walked these paths before you. Farmers, soldiers, emperors, merchants, children. Their lives have come and gone. Yet the Forum remains. a silent witness to centuries of history. Nearby stands a magnificent temple. Its columns rise toward the sky. The warm evening light paints them gold. A cool breeze moves through the open space. For a moment, the city feels almost timeless. You sit upon a stone bench and watch the world around you. A father walks beside his son. Two old friends share a conversation. A young apprentice hurries past carrying documents. Each person has their own story, their own hopes, their own concerns. Yet together they create the life of the city. History books often focus on famous names. Emperors, generals, politicians. But places like the Forum remind you that history belongs to everyone. Every citizen contributes something. Every life leaves a mark. Even if their names are eventually forgotten. The afternoon sun now hangs low above the horizon. Its light becomes softer, warmer, more beautiful. Marble buildings glow with shades of gold and amber. Long shadows stretch across the square. The day is slowly drawing to a close. Around you, the pace of life begins to slow. Some merchants prepare to leave. Officials finish their work. Citizens begin making their way home. The Forum remains active. But its energy is changing. The busy afternoon is giving way to the peaceful evening. You close your eyes for a moment. The gentle sounds of the city surround you. The distant murmur of conversation. The flutter of birds returning to their nests. The soft whisper of the evening breeze. Everything feels calm, balanced, comforting. When you open your eyes again, the sky has begun to change color. Hints of orange and pink appear above the rooftops. Rome is preparing for sunset. And so are its people. Soon, families will gather for the evening meal. Oil lamps will begin to glow.